From getting sent down the Tiber River in a basket and getting raised by a shepherd, to killing their own great uncle for revenge, to even fighting each other over a city. This is the story of Romulus and Remus, and today I'm going to talk about all of those things. This story dates back to the birth of Numitor and Emilius, the grandfather and uncle to Romulus and Remus. The father of these two men was Procca, the Latin king of the city Alba Longa. Alba Longa is considered to be the predecessor of Rome. Now, this story is largely myth due to the fact that there is little to no concrete evidence or written record of these events ever taking place. Numitor, the first son of Procca, was declared Procca's heir. An heir is somebody that would take over for a king when he passes, so kind of the next in line. Emilius was power-hungry, greedy, and wanted to be the king, so he took the throne from Numitor, killed his sons, and forced Rhea Silvia, his daughter, to become what is called a Vestal Virgin. If you do not know, a Vestal Virgin is a woman who takes a vow of chastity and tends to the sacred flame in the temple of Vesta. She was condemned to this to make sure that she wouldn't give birth to a son that would question and even possibly take back the throne from Emilius. One day, the Roman god of war Mars came down and took to himself the daughter of Numitor, Rhea Silvia. She later found out she was pregnant, but strove to keep the secret, for the penalties against a Vestal who broke her vows would be being buried alive with only little food and water to last you a few more days. In time, she eventually gave birth to twin boys. When Emilius discovered this, he flew into rage and sentenced Rhea to prison, sparing her life, and sentenced his servants to drown the children. But due to pity, the men simply put the twins in a basket, giving them a slim chance at survival. Now, there are many explanations on why Emilius spared Rhea her life, but the most popular one is that his daughter intervened and stopped her father from killing Rhea on Rhea's behalf. The children were set adrift in the Tiber River in a reed basket. When the basket landed against the riverbank, a she-wolf coming down the river to drink noticed the two small motherless babies sitting in a basket. She offered them her own teats to drink from. The she-wolf cared for the children like her own until a shepherd to Emilius by the name of Faustulus found the children. Taking pity on the children, he took them in, gave them a home, and gave them to his wife Acca Laurentia to nurse. These boys eventually grew tall and strong. They helped their foster father with his work, and they hunted game in the nearby forest. They became well respected in the lands about Faustulus' homestead for their courage, honesty, strength, and the way they stood up for the weak when they were oppressed by the strong. One day, during the celebration of the Feast of Pen, robbers decided to take revenge on the twins. They laid an ambush, waiting for the twins while they celebrated the festival. When they attacked, Romulus was able to fight his way out, but Remus was taken captive and brought before Emilius. Emilius brought Remus to Numitor due to Remus pillaging men of their goods on Numitor's land. Their foster father always suspected that the twins may have just been the twins of Rhea Silvia, but he always kept his peace until Remus was captured. When this happened, Faustulus told Romulus his story of the twins being the lost sons of Rhea Silvia. Meanwhile, Remus was held prisoner at the estate of Numitor. While Numitor was questioning his young captive, he slowly realized the same things as the twins' foster father, but he kept his peace in the matter. After hearing the truth of his and his brother's parentage, Romulus desired to have revenge upon his uncle for his misdeeds and wrongdoing. He therefore got together a band of his friends and headed to Emilius' palace. When they arrived there, they were met with Remus and a band of companions of his own that he had assembled after Numitor set him free. Together, the brothers and their friends broke into the palace and killed the king. Upon hearing his brother's death, Numitor called the guards to deal with what he presumed a foreign invasion. Soon after, Romulus and Remus came to Numitor and declared him the king of Alba Longa. When he received the news, Numitor convened a council of every single noble of the land, and he told them the story of how Emilius had taken the throne and killed Numitor's heirs, and imprisoned his own niece and forced her to become a Vestal Virgin, and even how he attempted to drown his own grandnephews, so he wouldn't be challenged for the throne. The twins didn't want to wait much longer for a city of their own to rule, so they went searching for a place to build a city of their own. After not long of searching, they found multiple hills along the Tiber River. Romulus wanted to form the new settlement on the Palatine Hill, mainly because it was closest to where they had been found as little children years earlier. Remus disagreed and believed that the Aventine Hill would be better due to being less steep and easier to access. The men had trouble deciding which spot to choose. They fought over who would rule the city, even deciding to rely on God. Eventually, though, they had a duel, and Romulus killed his own brother. After Romulus buried Remus, he set to build the city of Rome. That's all we have for the first video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, share. You know the drill. If you want to keep history alive, donate here at the link on the screen. This is a different video, so I put a lot of effort into it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Day or night. Have a good one.